I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Man United 1, Sheffield United 2. Completely far from my match prediction. Never expected us to drop points against Sheffield United. I don't think I even expected us to concede against Sheffield United, let alone lose at home to a team that previously had 5 points, 19 games, had, 1 win, 2 draws, and 16 losses. In one game, we've given them more than half of the points they've accumulated in 19 games. We've given them 3 points in one game when they got 5 in 19. I think that's absolutely disgusting, and I'm actually shocked. I stayed up till 6:15 a.m. to watch those dickheads run around. Them dickheads run around pissing about, playing like a bunch of no passion, and I hate to quote Rant on this, but there was no passion, there was no vision, there was no aggression, there was nothing, there was no creativity, there was absolute nothing. Even the goal we scored was a corner. We scored a corner. We didn't carve out any chances. Yes, Sheffield United, I give them full credit. They played an incredible game. Their game plan completely worked out. They parked the bus from kickoff essentially, and still managed to bag 2 goals against us at Old Trafford. I applaud Chris Wilder. Don't know how he's managed that. But we were absolutely shocking. I'm honestly beyond angry at this point. I was extremely angry during the match, but now it's just emptiness. I don't feel anything. I feel no connection towards the team at this moment in time. Yeah, you could call me a flip-flop. I never expected us to be in this position. So to be in this position, I'm actually quite happy to be in this position. But to drop points to them twats is absolutely unacceptable. Man City are 1 point ahead of us with a game in hand. We're going to win the league. I'm calling it right now. Liverpool aren't going to catch up. Spurs aren't going to catch up. Chelsea aren't going to catch up. I don't think Leicester are going to catch up. City are going to win this league right now. Because, unlike us, when we play against weak opponents, we fail. We don't capitalize on them sitting back. We piss about. We screw about. I don't even know what to say now, but City went away to West Brom and smashed them 5-0. I don't think we've seen us win a game by more than 5 goals, except against Leeds. And that would be because of Bielsa's tactical naivety. We have been playing absolutely shit up to this point. The previous games we played, Fulham, shit. Individual brilliance relied on. Burnley, shit. Individual brilliance. Can't remember who we played before them. The most disappointing thing is we absolutely tore Liverpool to shreds, bar a few defensive mistakes. That was an extremely well-deserved result, and I fully expected the boys to bounce back, to build on that win and come here today and destroy Sheffield United. And the fact that they've cowered into their little man caves, is absolutely disgraceful. And each and every one of them players need a bollocking. None of them deserve a bus, a car, a bike home. All of them should walk home and think deep to themselves why they've completely screwed that up. There are a lot of Man United fans out there who will be blaming the referee. Yes, we should not have had our goal disallowed. Sheffield United's goal was clearly a foul. I don't know why VAR didn't check it. I don't know who it was. Billy Sharp, was it? Billy Sharp clearly shoves De Gea in the back. Somehow that's not a foul. Okay, we move on. VAR makes mistakes. But Maguire went for the ball. His eyes were not even facing Aaron Ramsdale. He wasn't even intending to foul the keeper. The keeper went up for it and dropped the ball. There's no way that Sheffield United's goal could be allowed and ours could be disallowed. VAR is an absolute joke. Where is the consistency? How can you give one goal and disallow the others? It's the same goal in different ends, and yet our goal was disallowed. Like, I don't understand. What the hell is the point of VAR if you're not going to use it correctly? I don't even know if they used it. But that is an absolute joke. VAR is a joke. The ref is culpable for some of this blame. The ref was absolutely shit tonight. There's so many fouls he gave that were just pussy fouls. I can name 2 off the top of my head. Martial runs up against Norwood, doesn't even pull him back, and Norwood flops to the ground. Foul. Then another passage of play. Matic shields the ball from the Sheffield United player. He puts his arm out, because that's how he defends. He's a tall, lanky guy. That's just how he does things. There was no malice in it. It was not a foul, and yet the referee gave it. The ref was absolutely trash tonight. But Man United fans cannot blame this loss on the ref. This loss is entirely on the players. Each and every one of them were disgraceful, bar one or two. But that's just how I see it. To start off, I think Ollie's team selection was fine. I was very content with it. He played a really strong squad. The midfield, on paper, looks great. Only shocker was Tuanzebe, but that's because Bailly was injured. I thought Tuanzebe would have a much better game than he did, but he didn't. And well, I'll come on to Tuanzebe later. But in terms of Ollie, I don't think he made a mistake. I don't think he put a foot wrong in terms of team selection. Where Ollie screwed up were his substitutions. Cavani was a very good substitution, and he should have come on, and I think he came on at the right. But who Cavani came on showed Ollie's naivety. Why on earth did Mason Greenwood come off? Mason Greenwood was arguably our best attacker in the first half. He had good touches on the ball and a few shots blocked, but at least he tried. Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford were trash, absolutely trash, and they didn't come off. Mason Greenwood came off because he's the youngest player there, and on paper, he should be the one coming off. But Anthony Martial was the one you should be taking off Ollie, not Mason Greenwood. And that shows tactical naivety and favoritism. I don't understand why Ollie would take him off. And when he did take him off in the game, I was bloody shook to the core. Next up, why on earth is Luke Shaw and Van der Beek coming on in the 80th minute? They were good selections, but they should have come on 10, 15, even 20 minutes earlier. What the hell do you expect them to do in 10 minutes? Not going to be able to get into a game and deliver in 10 minutes. It's an absolute joke. We were awful. We were awful. And yet, Ollie tried to stick with his players. That is favoritism, and that's naivety. The guy is learning, as a lot of people says. He's not the finished product. But any Manchester United fan with a pair of eyes will know that his substitutions came way too late. Matic should have been taken off. We don't need a CDM when we're chasing a goal. We don't bloody need a CDM. Not even chasing a goal. We're chasing 2 goals because we want to win that game. We don't need a CDM. Matic was shite tonight. We didn't need him. Fair enough, he made a pretty good block on Oliver Burke at the end. But what's the difference between 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 10-1, 21-1? It makes no difference. We still lose the game. We still lose the game either way. And that's why I really, really wish Ollie played Van der Beek in tonight's game. Especially as we needed players to ping the ball around midfield, find pockets of space, move around, think the ball over the defense maybe, have some creativity, and Ollie didn't do that. For that, I give Ollie a 4 out of 10. His starting lineup was good, but his tactical naivety and favoritism lost us the game. It was 1-1. It was 1-1. We had 20 minutes to chase the game at 1-0, and he did nothing to change the game up. Nothing. Ollie needs to wake the up and realize that some of his players are not performing, and that he needs to take them off ASAP. I don't care who you bring on. I don't care if you bring on Diallo. I don't care if you bring on Van der Beek. Even Dan James, Sonic the Bloody Hedgehog. Let him run. At least I know Dan James will show some passion and drive. Oh, I'd put Dean Henderson up front for Martial. Dean Henderson would be a bigger threat than Martial. At least he could try and head the ball in. Martial is f***ing awful right now. But I'll talk about him later. We'll do this in a rather organized manner. So in goal, De Gea made a good save in the early passages of the game. Really didn't have much to do except for that save and 2 goals. The first goal, his command of his aerial space is not good enough. But I can't fault him for that because he did get fouled. I couldn't bear myself to watch the replay again, but I'm pretty sure he got fouled. So I don't blame him for that. He is a half at fault for that, but I can't blame him fully for that. Second goal, not his issue. I'm pretty sure he would have saved it if it wasn't for Tuanzebe. So 5 out of 10. Right back, Wan-Bissaka, probably our best player. I'd give him man of the match tonight. I'd give him a 6 out of 10. He was surprisingly good in the starting stages. He had drive. He was running up and down. He was putting good balls in. He was making tackles. I thought he was our best player. He showed a weird and unusual form of creativity that we don't usually get with Wan-Bissaka. But yeah, man of the match for me. Centre backs, Harry Maguire, good goal, well taken, but defensive work, shocking. There were so many times when Sheffield United played the ball behind our defensive line and we got out of jail. Harry Maguire was not great tonight. He was not great tonight defensively. There was an instance leading up to the second goal where he just let number 2 run straight into the box. He was just following the winger. The winger dragged him out, free run into the box. Harry Maguire does not play well with anyone other than Eric Bailly. He was not great tonight. His leadership was not there. If I was Harry Maguire, I'd be yelling at every single fucking player and telling them to wake the fuck up. But he doesn't do that because he's a pussy. He's timid. He doesn't do that. He's not a leader. We need Bruno Fernandes as captain. Bruno Fernandes is the proper captain, not Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire has extremely piss poor, extremely shite leadership. I applaud him for the goal. Other than that, his defensive work was shocking. He was at fault for the second goal. I can't believe as a captain, manning the defensive line, he just let Oliver Burke get the ball, take it once, get the ball back, take another shot again. No leadership, no command of his defensive line, no organization. Scored a goal though, 4.5 out of 10. 4.5 out of 10 max. Axel Tuanzebe. He was really good at the start of the game. First 10-15 minutes he was good, but he just faded. He just faded into the game. Shocking. He missed the header for the first goal. But Tuanzebe, his distribution was poor. There were passes where the ball just trickled on the grass. Distribution poor. Aerial ability shite. The guy cannot win a header to save his life. Many times on the goal kick where he just misses the ball. Not great. No communication with Maguire. He is absolutely not ready for the first team. He's not ready for regular week in football. That could be attributed to him simply not playing enough. But in that game, he was shocking. He was absolutely shocking. And you'd expect him to play well against the likes of David McGoldrick. They crumbled under the pressure, which is extremely disappointing considering he pocketed Mbappe and Neymar in his first game in over a year. And yet he comes out, fills in for Bailly, and just plays absolutely shite. I don't know what else to say, 3 out of 10. He needs to play more. He needed to go on loan. He needs first team football, and Ollie hasn't given him enough of that. And that just shows that we needed a centre back in a January transfer window. Because if Lindelof is unfit, Bailly's unfit, we're playing Maguire and Axel. Maguire, not an £18 million defender, average at best, and a below par youth player who hasn't played enough Premier League football. Poor. Alex Telles, 3.5 out of 10. I don't think he did anything notable other than his corner. He provided nothing in an attack. Luke Shaw is well deservedly ahead of him in the pecking order, and Luke Shaw simply is on another level right now. Alex Telles offered nothing going forward. Every time he had the ball, he either just ran back into the middle, played it back to Maguire, or just simply turned and played it back to Maguire. He didn't put any crosses in. He did make one good cross for Bruno, which nearly led to a goal, but that was one cross in 80 minutes. For a player who was bagging in assists and goals week in, week out for Porto, fair enough, but that league is not exactly up to Premier League standards. He is extremely poor. Probably could be one of the worst signings in the summer transfer window in the Premier League, because he honestly hasn't done anything notable, but I don't think he's played enough. Hopefully he plays a bit more in the future, but I don't see that happening when Luke Shaw's in the form of his life. So Alex Telles, extremely poor. Midfield, Pogba, probably our second best player, First 10-15 minutes, also very good, but just faded. Didn't really do much afterwards. Just looked a bit like the old Pogba we're used to. None of those game-changing moments, nothing really clear-cut created. Bit of a poor game for everyone, but overall, we couldn't find that bit of individual brilliance from him, which we've relied on so much in the past 3-4 games, so I wouldn't put any blame on him. I'd give him 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Matic, extremely poor. 3 out of 10. Didn't command the midfield. Matic was meant to be a proven success. We needed Matic to drop back into the defence to allow Pogba to roam forward and create bits. But Matic never got into the game. He never handled the midfield. He never anchored the midfield. He never solidified the midfield at all. Pogba had to do defensive work. Matic's passing was wayward. It was shit. Matic's passing was not to feed, not good, no creativity, no defensive work, extremely poor. And I want to speak more about him. He was probably at fault for the second goal as well. Didn't close nobody down. He was not great. Overall, not great. The midfield was shite tonight. It was shite. Bruno. So Bruno's a tough one because Bruno had a poor game. He had a below average game. He doesn't deserve more than a 5 out of 10. I give him a 4 out of 10 on the basis that he I give him a 4.5 out of 10 on the basis that he busted his ass. He busted his ass off. He put in a shift. He put in a really good shift. Nearly had an assist if it wasn't for Martial's stupid brain, stupid player. If it wasn't for Martial's shite performance. He worked his ass off and tracked 60, 70 yards to make the moment probably a game-saving tackle because Ampadu somehow went from his own box to nearly our box with no one closing him down. No one closed him down. Maguire and Axel Tuanzebe just ran across him along the side of him. Bruno just busted his lungs out, sprinted down, made a brilliant tackle. Can't put him at fault for working hard. And that's why he gets a 4.5 out of 10. But nothing game-changing, nothing world-class. Disappointing. But 4.5 out of 10 for his work rate. Anthony Martial, 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. In fact, I think he gets a negative score. I think he's a -5. He gets a -5 out of 10 because not only was he shite, not only was he absolutely trash, he gifted Sheffield United the second goal. What was it? A poor touch or a poor pass? He loses the ball near our half. Sheffield United's go on counter-attack. He doesn't fucking track back, and we concede. For Bruno's game-saving tackle, he gave the ball away. I think it was either Cavani gave the ball away, Martial just threw his hands up in the air, said WTF, and just jogged back. The guy has no passion. The guy has no confidence right now. But the state of his mental game is atrocious. I've been a firm believer of Anthony Martial. I think he hasn't been scoring the goals this season. I don't think he's been performing as well as he did last season. But I strongly believed that he'd perform in this game and that he'd pick his form up. I was always on his side. I thought his link-up play throughout the season was good. I thought his hold-up play was good. And I didn't understand why people were shitting on him. But I'm sorry, I have to go in on him this game because he was just disgraceful. He was absolutely disgraceful. He was wasteful, no creativity. His passes weren't connecting. His layoffs, his 1-2s were fucking off. They were poor. They didn't connect. They were overhit. They were underhit. He gave the ball away, turned the ball away, lost the ball countless times. He could have had a goal. He probably should have had a goal with Ramsdale dropping the ball, which is unlucky. But he should have had a goal when Telles crossed the ball in and Bruno laid it back to him. He should have put that to bed. And I know for a fact Cavani would have put that to bed. Martial is playing awful right now. He's playing awful. His link-up play, his whole play was fine in the previous games, but tonight he was awful. He didn't do anything noteworthy. He didn't do anything. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we were playing with 9 men. We played like we had nine players because him and Marcus Rashford were disgraceful that game. No work rate, no heart, no passion, no desire. And I know I'm going off on a rant, and I know I'm dragging this out, but I don't give a shit because this is my way of expressing my anger. Martial was so poor that Stevie Wonder in a wheelchair would perform better than him. Stevie Wonder in a wheelchair would have put that to bed, would have put that chance to bed. You throw his wheelchair in the air, he nods it home. Stevie Wonder would have put that to bed, but Anthony Martial could not. Lack of desire from him is appalling, is absolutely appalling. He has no drive, no will, no desire, nothing. He was so poor, and I know a lot of Man United fans are calling for him to be sold, but I'm not going to go to those extremes. I think he needs to be seriously dropped. I don't even care. Send him to the reserves. Send him to the bloody reserves. Play for the under 16s, under 15s. Hell, let him play with the under 8s. I don't even care. Let him sit on the bench on the under 8s and watch those kids run around. Those under 8, 6, 7-year-old football players have more desire than Anthony Martial. The guy couldn't even care less. He doesn't give a shit. He's got a nice home to go to, a beautiful, girlfriend, wife, I don't even know, a beautiful girlfriend, wife, a kid to go home to. He's probably gonna go home, have a good long shower, sit in the hot tub, maybe put on a bit of Netflix, snuggle up in bed, whilst us Man United fans staying up till God knows what kind of hours. If people staying up till, 7 a.m., got people staying up till 6 a.m., disgusting hours. We are doing our best to support this team, but we can't be doing that when we have players that don't give a shit about the club, don't give a shit about the badge that they wear on the front of the shirt. Anthony Martial's performance tonight was an absolute shocker. He deserves to be fined for that. Honestly, he deserves to be fined. If I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'm banning him from training. I'm banning him from the team. I'm sending him to the reserves. I don't even care. 1 game, 2 games, 3 games. Until he shows heart, I'm taking him out of the team. He doesn't deserve to be sold just yet. I think we can salvage something from him. But he's an absolute disgrace. And tonight was his worst ever performance in a Man United shirt. 5 years, 6 years, I don't care. 5 years, I don't know. 5 years he's been in the club. Worst performance he's put in 5 bloody years. Worst performance he's put in 5 bloody years. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I think he ran at the defender one or 2 times. But even then, the 1-2s with Rashford with Bruno just weren't connecting. The final third passes were just not connecting. And it's not solely on him, but he gets a -5 for his lack of heart, lack of passion, lack of desire. He needed to be taken off at halftime, if not at 50 minutes. Not Mason Greenwood. Onto the right wing. Mason Greenwood could have put his chance away at the start of the second half, but I don't blame the kid. He's, 18 years old? He's 18 years old, but we're relying too much on him, and we relied too much on him last season. Mason Greenwood had 1 or 2 chances, was easily our best attacker, showed the most promise, showed the most flair. Mason Greenwood, on another day, would probably have a goal and would easily put us back into the game. But again, he got taken off because of Ollie's tactical naivety and favoritism. Disgusting. Mason Greenwood deserved to stay on the pitch, and I'm 100% sure he would have made a difference if he stayed on the pitch. His counterpart on the other side of the flank was useless. Absolutely useless. Mason Greenwood showed heart. He showed heart. I know he did. I know he's fuming from that game, but I know for a fact Anthony Martial couldn't care less about the team right now. He couldn't care less. He's bringing in the peas. He's bringing in the bag. He's had a good life. He's probably going to go home. Next morning, he's going to wake up, have a snowball fight with his kid. No issue. He's probably going to show up to training, piss about, score 2 goals and 18 shots on goal in training. Go home, hop on his PlayStation. He doesn't give a shit. He simply doesn't give a shit. He couldn't care less about the team right now. It's disgusting. If he keeps this up, sell him. I'm willing to give him a chance. I think we should give him a chance, but he needs to be dropped right now. I don't want to see him anywhere near the starting lineup again. Hey, Dan James. Dan James would have more heart. And lastly, Marcus Rashford in the starting lineup. I hate to say this. I love Marcus Rashford as a person. He's an incredibly mature player, incredibly mature person, doing bits off the field, feeding kids in England, and I absolutely salute and applaud him for that. But yesterday he was so poor. He was so poor. He showed the same amount of lack of desire as Martial did. He did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. He pissed about all game. Every time he received the ball on the left flank, he would just swing the ball back to Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right flank. Like, what is the point of playing as a left winger if you're going to get the ball and just boot it across the pitch? I could do that. Pay me $100,000 a week and I would do that. I'd do that. At least my passes would connect. He did nothing. He didn't run at the defender. He had 1 shot that probably could have gone in if it wasn't. He nearly scored. That was quite early on in the game. But Marcus Rashford was just so poor, and it's so disappointing. Because that's the type of games that he should be influencing. It's so sad to see. It's so sad to see him play like this. Just so poor. He did nothing when he got switched to the right flank after Cavani came on. Didn't put any crosses in that connected. Didn't do anything. Every time he got the ball, just swung it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Did nothing. He did virtually nothing. We were playing with 9 men. We were actually playing with 9 men. At least Marcus Rashford didn't cost us any goals. I'd give him a 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Marcus Rashford tonight. 1 out of 10. And then we move on to the subs. Edison Cavani couldn't really do much. 5 out of 10. Good work rate. The guy has heart. He has desire. But he can't play every single game because we have such a tight schedule. The guy cannot play 90 minutes 3 days a week. He's not 20 years old. He's not 25 years old. He's on the early end of 30s. The guy is going to pull his hamstring in no time if he plays that many games. He couldn't do anything tonight. He couldn't make a difference tonight. But Edison Cavani put in a shift, and I appreciate that. And lastly, Donny van de Beek and Luke Shaw, I'd say they both get 5s. They both get 5s. Came on too late to influence the game, but once Luke Shaw came on, we looked a lot more threatening. Donny van de Beek looked very solid once again. Very, very solid. There was one moment where he lost the ball in Sheffield United's box, but he won it back straight away because Donny van de Beek has heart, he's got passion, he has drive, he wants to play for the team, he wants a chance in the team, he wants to prove to Ollie that he's capable of starting for Manchester United and cementing a spot, and I think he should be given that opportunity because every time he's on the pitch, he's absolute quality. Couldn't make a difference tonight. I would have wanted to see him play a bit longer. But in 10 minutes, you really can't do anything. We could put Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, and Haaland on that pitch for 10 minutes, and they wouldn't do anything. They would do absolute fuck all. They wouldn't do anything. But yeah, overall, extremely disappointing result. I'm gutted. We've just lost out on the title race just like that. A draw was bad enough. Bad enough. We need to win that game. We needed to win that game. We didn't win that game. We've got Arsenal coming up now. I know I'm going to get a lot of bantering from people. I don't care if you watch this video or not. I don't care if you watch this video or not. I don't care if you dislike this videos. I don't care if you watch this video or not. I don't care if I have 60 dislikes, 100,000 views on this video, 100 million dislikes on this video. But this is my take on it. Whether or not you like it, please banter me all you like. Manchester United deserves bantering. We lost to bottom of the league, Sheffield United. We completely deserved it. All of our players were shite. We completely deserved that. We go into Arsenal next in what, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, in 2 days. They're playing well, not gonna lie. They're playing well. They could challenge for top 6. Their players are looking good. Went away to Southampton, got a 3-1 win. Arteta's finally picking up some steam. And I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. Man United don't have a history of bouncing back from losing disgusting games. We go on bad runs, and this could be the start of a bad run. We could miss out on top 4. We could miss out on top 4, honestly. But I'm calling it tonight. City are going to win the league comfortably. They're not going to drop points. City don't drop points. Manchester United are not title contenders because against Sheffield United, the likes of Sheffield United, Burnley, Fulham, Wolves, we only scrape a win. Man City would be putting those teams to bed within the first half, and frankly, we can't do that. So, thank you for watching this video. I'm not gonna ask for likes or subscribe, whatever. I'm too distraught to really care, to be honest. So yeah.